Welcome back, Reptile fam. I'm on my way to Tractor Supply. Got to get some supplies for my rats. I'm gonna actually do a reboot video. I'm going to do a video re-over because I actually do know more things than I did before. So I know more things about this and I'm actually a lot better at it. I'm also rebooting this video because of how bad it was. I watched some of my old videos and it makes me cringe. I can't take it. I think it's every YouTuber that does this. Their first videos, they watch them and it's like, oh my god, I was that bad. I'm not saying my videos are amazing, but they've gone a long way compared to what they used to be. Anyways, guys, I usually don't ask this. I've asked this in the last couple videos. If you guys could subscribe, hit the notification bell, and that like button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. Also, it just gets that YouTube algorithm going. I'm trying to get my message out there. My message is helping people, building a reptile community. So I think it's a good message to get out there. If I can get your guys' help, that would be amazing. Anyways, guys, I'm on my way to Tractor Supply. I do love Tractor Supply. There's people that say that there's places better than Tractor Supply, but for me here in Yakima, that's the best place and the cheapest place, and I get my stuff there for my rats, and I totally love it. And they treat me like Norm there.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey,
Norman?
How you doing, Norm?
cut the small talk and give me a beer.
Everybody knows my name there, so it's kind of nice. Anyways, guys, we'll be there in a few minutes and we'll check it out and I'll show you what we're buying. I'm not going to take you to the store this time because I took you to the store so many times. I'm just going to go grab the stuff and I'll show you what I got, and then we'll go back to my house and I'll show you how I keep my rats from stinking up the house. I still breed normal rats, but not on the same scale that I did well, about 4 months back. But anyways, guys, when we get there, we'll talk about it right after this. So we're here at Tractor Supply. We're gonna go in and get our supplies. Normally I go in here and show you all the stuff that I'm gonna buy, but you guys need enough, so I'm not gonna do that. But after this, we'll talk about some of the new things I've learned and also show you supplies I bought. Hopefully this won't get too wet. This weather doesn't know if it wants to rain or be hot. Anyways, here we are. And just to show you I'm here, there's a cop in the back, I'm sorry guys. Tractor Supply. Dun, dun, dun. Let's head in. And there it is, my supplies. That used to be like, wouldn't even last me a week, probably half a week, but now that I'm not breeding near as many, that will last me probably about 2 to 3 weeks. So before we get started today, I'm gonna actually show you all the stuff and actually show you a tub and what I do. I'm gonna bring up pine shavings. This is something that everybody's told you online and I've seen every video, is that you have to use kiln dried pine shavings. I said in the past that you need to use kiln dried pine shavings as well, but when I was going to breed rats full time, I was talking to a lot of people and trying to get more pine, get a good deal on it. So I went to all these different places that make it here in Washington, and this is what they told me. All pine is kiln dried or dried, air dried. It has to be, because what happens is when they cut the tree down, it's really moist. It has oils and it also has water in it. So they have to dry it to a certain degree. Otherwise, if they put it in a bag, it would mold. So all pine is dried, and 98% of it is all kiln dried because it's the easiest way to dry it. So if it says kiln dried, that don't always mean it's actually the best for your animals. The best way to check honestly is to go to a pet store or something like that, because, or like even Tractor Supply, the stuff's actually made for animals, so it's actually dried at a higher level. So when it does say kiln dried, it don't always mean it's right. So the best way that he told me, and this is the guy that does this for a living, he said this is how they do it for pets. He said when you smell the pine shavings, if it smells like wood, you're good. If it smells like a Christmas tree, it's probably got too much oils. It'll hurt your rats. It's actually bad for humans too. That pine oil, you know, that you love that smell, it's actually unhealthy for us too. But pine shavings are mostly all kiln dried. but you just need them dried to a certain level that's healthy for your rats. And the best way to go, like I said, is like someplace like Tractor Supply is made for animals. So and if you take those pine shavings, they just smell like wood. You know they're okay because all those oils and the moisture drawn out of them, and they're actually safe to use. Okay, everyone, this is all my stuff here. So I'm gonna get a close-up look at this. This is Sweet PDZ Horse Stall Refresher. Eliminates harmful ammonia odor. Okay, and this is Tractor Supply, the premium flakes. So what I use, I've had really good luck with it. I'll open it up here in a minute and I will show you the size of the flakes. Low dust is a big thing right there. These right here are the pellets. I use these most of the time, but in the winter time I use just regular wood stove pellets, but I can only find these this time. I think I save like $1.50 if I use wood stove pellets. And here is a good close-up of the hog feed that I use. And the reason why I show you that is actually a high-grade food actually changes the way animals smell. And I'm not knocking on all you guys that use dog food, especially the dog-eat-dog bag food, but telling the truth, that you'll smell a difference if you actually use either hog food or 6F. It'll definitely help keep that smell down. This is the size tub I use now. It's mainly for African soft furs. And you guys might wonder why I have Dawn out here. So Dawn is quite important. It's something I found out recently. It's one thing I can add to the video here. So I know you can't see it, but under a microscope you can look at this plastic. It's very porous. And also, let me flip it around here. Oh, sun's in a bad spot. Also, you find a place that's, there it is. What happens is it builds up because your urine is very much like cat urine, so it's very oily. So unless you actually get it off and out of the pores, it leaves the bacteria, and you can disinfect it, but it'll always come back. And so I've been taught that if you actually use Dawn, because Dawn is safe on animals, it removes that grease, that oil, and it actually stops the bacteria from growing back faster because it's eliminated from the pan. It's tried and true chlorhexidine. I do use F10 sometimes if I have some left over when I clean my snakes, but this is what I use mostly. It's chlorhexidine. I get this on Amazon. And my bottle of chlorhexidine. So first thing I'm gonna open is this right here. And this is one of the things people ask me, how much do I use? You can't overuse it, I don't think personally, but it could cost you money. I have a little measuring thing I haven't decided, but I'm gonna tell you that I probably go, for this one right here, I go about that much right there. And honestly, show it down there, that you want to keep it around the edges more because rats pee in the corners. I don't know what it is, they always pick a corner and they pee in it. So that takes us to the PDZ in the same vein. I want to take it and I want to put it in the corners, on the edges. Before I just throw it in there, but now I realize that where they pee is actually on the edges of it. Okay, now the pine flakes. I like the big flakes. Two reasons, is I think it's more absorbent. I can't tell you scientifically if it is, but it seems like it's more absorbent. And also, the bigger flakes have less dust. But on this one, I actually go pretty good on it. I'm not afraid to use it. Some people are, but I make it pretty full. And that right there, you can see my hand right there. And let's go right there. It's pretty deep. It's probably I'd say about an inch to an inch and a half deep, because they'll push that down. And that's how I set up my normals and my African soft furs. You can actually put a little bit more in there if you want to, but you got to kind of make a mixture of what's cost effective and what takes care of the smell. And again, Dawn really helps keep it down. It gets that oily film that their urine leaves behind, and it cuts down the bacteria. And what I do is I put it in some hot water, super hot water. I don't turn the cold on at all. Let's go back over here. I don't turn the cold on at all. What I do personally is I just turn the hot water on and put that in there. And that's how I clean up those things, because it gets that oily film that they leave with their urine off of there. And it makes a big difference. Again though, this will last 5 to 7 days. Depends on how many rats you have in there. That's an African soft fur bin. My normals, I used to keep them in a bigger bin, but I try to keep the ratio down. And the worst problem, honestly, with rats is actually the grow outs. And someone asked me, how do I keep the grow outs from stinking? Well, that's one of the things that most breeders have a problem with, is the grow outs, because you get lots of them and you want to grow them up. And honestly, I have to designate, when I was doing it, at least 2 to 3 racks just for grow outs. And mainly, I'll tell you this right now, I call the males first. I know that sounds mean, but I do call the males first, because honestly, when you're a breeder, they're the least useful. You do need some males, but you don't need that many. And also, as soon as I can tell what they are sexually, that's when I call them. So I usually try to pick the males out for the pinkies, the rat pups, because you can tell how far the genitalia is. And I mostly call the males and keep the females, just because females are something that you have to replace all the time. Females actually, you know, if they breed for a while, you feed them off and you replace them. But there is no perfect way of keeping the grow outs. You just gotta keep them down. Honestly, I try to call about a quarter of them each time they have babies, because it's a lot better and more humane for the rest of them that live, because having a bunch of them in one tub is just not good for anybody, not for you and your nose and your house. It's also not good for them themselves, because they're all in this little tiny bitty tub with, like, say 20 or 15 siblings. One more thing we'll talk about is actually the filtering system. That's a big thing. Right now, in my room, I have a filter system blowing out the window, so it sucks the air out. But you don't have to have that. What you can do is, let me go get it for you. So this right here is a filter. I would show you the top part, but any vent fan that's 6 inches will fit on this. And I'll actually put some in the comment below, and I'll show you where I bought mine. I change these out by every 6 months. What it is a carbon filter. It sucks the air through here. It sits on the floor just like this, and the fan draws the air through here. My fan just burned out, and I have another one on the way. But so the air goes through here, and it sucks up to here, and it really does clean the air very well. It works great for my African soft furs and also for my normals, as long as I don't have them, it's not too crazy smelling in there. But these work really good. They're not cheap. This one right here is a Vivosun. I think I'm saying that right. These right here, leave them on constantly, having air blow out, and it'll clean up that room smell immensely. If you guys cannot have it blow out the window. Anyways guys, I hope that helps out this time. I get that question a lot. How do I keep this rat smell down? A lot of people want to breed rats because they know it actually helps their snakes out. They know that actually they grow faster if they breed their own, but they're afraid to because they can't find African sufferers and they don't want to stink their house up. And I'll honestly tell you, if you do it on a small scale, if you guys can't do the venting system, I wouldn't recommend breeding them for other people, but breeding them from yourself, as long as you keep that vent going and apply the things that I've learned and what I've shown you here, it'll keep that smell down as long as you don't go crazy. If you have like 3 or 4 racks in your house, like in a garage or something like that, I wouldn't say put them in your living room, but you know, like in some far back room, a garage, you'll be fine. Again, I wouldn't recommend breeding them on a large scale unless you have a good venting system, but this is definitely for you guys who are you know, trying to breed them for your collection. This really does help. It keeps that smell down, and the main thing is bacteria. People don't realize that bacteria, that's what that smell is bacteria. And if you can nip that bacteria in the bud with a good disinfectant, but make sure it's not harmful to the animals, that's why I use chlorhexidine, and I also use Dawn. Sometimes I use F10. And if it gets really bad, I do once in a while pull out the Lysol IC. I don't use it very often. It's pretty harsh stuff, but they use it in hospitals. It kills all kinds of bacteria. It even kills MRSA, everything. So if the smell's not going away, I will use that, but I make sure I rinse it out really good because I don't want nothing to happen to my rats. Anyways, guys, I hope that helps out. Check out some other videos right here. Also, if you guys wouldn't mind, like and subscribe. Like I said before, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and you guys are definitely killing it for me. I'm almost there, and I just want to keep on growing and keep on sharing my YouTube message. I do love you guys. I do appreciate you guys. Later. Bye. Peace. See you next time.